Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for everybody being here on our webinar on why new technology really affects your bottom line. I wanted to go ahead and kind of just get started here with a few items of housekeeping before I go ahead and get into the basis of this webinar. In short, we will be sending a recording to everyone who's on the webinar as well as people who have registered and are not here currently. So no worries on that. And then we're also going to have a Q&A at the end of this webinar as well. So if you have any underlying questions after some of the information we give you guys, no worries there. We'll be able to provide you with those answers after this webinar is over. So just a little bit of a syllabus here that we're going to go over today. We're going to be discussing demographics on self-storage tenants, big data, the so ever discussed but rarely understood topic, digital marketing 101, which is really going to apply to that springboard that we had discussed in our title, online rental tools, and then progressive web apps. Before we get started today, I want to just go over a few things. So digital technology is certainly changing the world around us as we know it. And the self-storage industry really is no exception. Business in today's world no longer happens in just one place, and it no longer happens just from 9 to 5. Tenant expectations are changing, the way that facilities respond, as well as communicate with their tenants on a daily basis. And if you haven't already, now is definitely the time to set yourself up in that digital space and really understanding digital technology is the first step. With that being said, today we'll be speaking on, again, those fundamentals and a few other things that we genuinely believe can not only help drive your business, but can really help set you up to drive more revenue as well. Our goal for this webinar is really to connect the facility owner with their tenants, their needs of today, as well as things that can help assist them in growing revenue. Before we start, I want to go ahead and introduce our panelists. My name is Laura Minarelli. I am the marketing manager here with the Storage Group. I've been in marketing for about 4, going on 5 years now. I have experience in both B2B and B2C sectors, and in self-storage in general, I have about 3 years of experience. In terms of the self-storage industry, my passion really lies in creating provoking content that invokes readers and facility owners to drive lead generation as well as increase revenue. We're also joined today by Jill Baker. She is our Director of Sales here at TSG. Jill has over 30 years of experience in asset management and marketing, as well as sales. Jill has been with the Storage Group since early 2014, and she has really helped a countless number of facility owners understand and find digital solutions that help increase conversions for them as well as drive sales. Jill's passion really lies in education for facility owners, as well as understanding what options best work for them to go ahead and drive those sales. We're also joined today by Laura Gaddis. Laura is our marketing specialist here with the Storage Group. She assists in written communication for campaigns here for TSG. Laura has her bachelor's in journalism as well as her master's degree in media innovation from the University of Nevada, Reno. She specializes here mostly in social media content as well as different strategic communications. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Laura, where she's going to give you a great top-down perspective on not only TSG, but really the demographics of your self-storage industry as we know it today.
Great. Thank you so much for that warm welcome, Lauren. I really just want to take a moment to explain to everyone a little bit about us, the Storage Group's background, and our history. We're constantly striving to be the best in the industry when it comes to self-storage technology. Our mission is to help bridge the gap between facility owners and tenants alike to create a virtual experience that's simple and easy to understand. We were founded in 2010 out of a need for innovation in the industry. At the time, self-storage was really lacking that quote unquote digital first products and services that were really flooding other industries. So our founders took it upon themselves to start a digital marketing company that not only did marketing, but also software development. The Storage Group really tries to specialize in website design, digital marketing, search engine optimization, and software development. Software development is really our bread and butter, and we're really proud to be the first developers of an online rental tool in the industry, Click and Store, which was launched in 2011. I really want to dive in today with you, and I want to move on to the next slide on demographics on self-storage tenants. This is really here to help facility owners and operators joining us today better understand their markets and the nation as a whole. As you look at this slide, you'll notice that some of the larger states, such as Texas and Florida, are growing really quickly. What's been surprising, though, and we'll go into the reasoning behind this, is that these smaller markets are also exploding, especially in states like Tennessee and North Carolina. A huge reason behind this growth is millennials, or people who were born between roughly 1981 and 1996, who have been flocking to cities that have been growing at just unbelievable rates, such as Miami and Dallas, largely due to their lower costs of living. Millennials just aren't moving to places they can't comfortably afford anymore, like San Francisco. So these other smaller cities that have economic growth and career opportunity have become really appealing for them. And as a result, self-storage has continued to boom in these areas. On the right-hand side of this slide, you can see the markets with the most facilities being built. And something that's really fascinating to note and talk about is the ownership of these facilities. Nationwide, about 73% of all facilities are still owned by mom and pop small business owners. And this means that while the big box names may have larger marketing budgets or household name recognition, the small facilities are still really ruling the nation. And that's something to be really proud of if you are a small facility owner. Moving forward onto the next slide, I really want to take a moment to show you some research to give you a better understanding of your tenants and the main reasons they're renting self-storage units. It's estimated that almost 27% rent units because they're moving to a new city, and 22% because they simply ran out of space in their homes. Knowing why someone is renting is crucial in how you choose to market your units and your facility as a whole. Someone who needs a unit because they're moving to a new city may not be able to visit your facility to decide if you're trustworthy. And so as a result of that, they're relying heavily on online customer reviews for that feedback. 88% of people who read customer reviews consider them to be just as important or truthful in their decision-making as a recommendation from a friend or family member. So not having any of those positive customer reviews on your Google My Business page can really help deter potential tenants from wanting to rent with you. Having a clear grasp on your market can change the entire way you run your business. For example, did you know that 74% of self-storage renters choose to rent their units online? As Lauren is going to discuss later on in this webinar, digital marketing is the key to helping those potential tenants find your facility. And as Jill is going to talk about, having a great online rental tool will help take them through that checkout process smoothly. Moving on to the next slide, this slide has an overview of how tenants are finding facilities. As you can see, about 34% are finding units through a search engine such as Google, Bing, or Yahoo, and another 12% are ending up on websites because of an online ad they may have seen. Understanding the value of an online presence is key to success because even if you aren't using digital marketing, your competition likely is. And there are other ways to drive interest besides having the lowest price. And in fact, only about 35% of consumers are going to choose the cheapest unit in their area. Promotions, such as a free month's rent, is a lot more attractive to these renters. And they tend to be more concerned about the location and the security features instead of getting the best deal. People don't have this brand loyalty anymore like they used to. And as a result of that, these mom and pop or small facility owners can actually be more popular in their local markets than big box facilities, as long as they've got appropriate pricing and good marketing efforts online. The next slide I want to run through quickly is the number of smartphone users worldwide. The reason we chose to include this is because if you take a look at the data as it's estimated through 2020, you can see that cell phone use is growing with billions of users. And that really ties into the next slide that I think is really valuable, which goes over generational connectivity. Something that we hear a lot about in our industry is that people think that only millennials, or again, those people that were born from 1981 to 1996, are using social media. But that's simply not the truth anymore. And more than 75% of Gen X, which would be people born from 1961 through 1981, are actually using social media, with the vast majority of them being on Facebook. Not surprisingly, based on that, Facebook is actually the most popular platform across all generations, accounting for 65% of social media use. And later on in this webinar, Lauren's going to tie that in and really explain to you how you can use that data to help drive your decision making. 70% of Gen Xers are likely to purchase something from a brand they've connected with or follow online. So using social media to find a way to connect with them and really keep them updated on your facility can help drive up occupancy and brand awareness. As Lauren's going to tell you in the next few slides, it's not just about knowing your market, but also being able to effectively track your data and use that in your decision making. I'm going to go ahead and pass it back off to Lauren now, who's going to start by talking a little bit about big data.
Thank you so much, Laura, for that. So I'm kind of just elaborate on what, first and foremost, what big data is. But first, I want to share this really phenomenal stat that we had found. On average, Google processes more than 40,000 searches every second. That's over 3.5 billion searches a day. Google also has over 90% of all data in the world that has been generated over the last 2 years. Those stats are phenomenal. With that being said, big data is really the next generation of insight for business. It is fundamentally changing the way that business operates on a daily basis, and it's doing it for us all, even if we're not using the data that's at our disposal. Big data really provides facility owners with the authority to make data-driven decisions and gives them the power to have a little bit more understanding of what the results are going to be from those decisions that they make. Big data has vastly impacted the marketing industry within itself, especially within self-storage, as well as industries all across the globe. In short, what big data is it entails collecting and analyzing an enormous amount of data, anywhere from small amounts of data to larger amounts of data. Typically, companies use this information to reveal buying patterns of their customers, or in our case, tenants. They use it to run daily operations more effectively, as well as generate and manage their marketing efforts and campaigns and accelerate their revenue in a more rapid pace. Prior to the implementation of big data, facility owners had little to no information on the tenants that were renting from them. And today, the industry is so well versed in different software systems and analytics, facility owners don't only understand how their tenants are renting from them, but they can now understand why. As the slide that Laura had previously went over of why people rent self-storage, it's really important to understand that. And we've even seen it with the growth in the different cities that's having the most facilities being built. So it's very important to understand your market so you can in turn do that deep research. Big data is really the deep dive the self-storage industry has been seeking for years. And to date, many facility owners are tracking things such as rentals, income, signups, reservations, mobile online signups, and this information available to facility owners is really helping them minimize vacancies and maximize their profits, all in the same token. Big data not only helps you understand your market, but it helps you make more well-educated decisions quicker. Not only that, but in today's digital world, making data-driven decisions are absolutely vital. I want to go over with everybody the 3 V's of big data. We have volume, velocity, and variety. It's really broken down and defined by these 3 V's in terms of big data. Volume in big data refers to how much data you're collecting in terms of size. Variety refers to which databases you're collecting this information from and what types of information you're collecting in different scales. For example, are you collecting pure text? Are you collecting photo? Are you collecting audio or web or GPS? Or are you simply collecting it from a regional database? And then velocity, which in my opinion comes at the top of the list. Velocity refers to how you analyze and utilize the data that you're collecting in real time. Data is really only as helpful as your ability to execute on it quickly and efficiently. And when it comes to velocity in terms of big data, that is definitely king. Which, while high velocity is really important, fast execution is equally critical. In terms of organization of big data, I definitely suggest starting small and implementing a system that you can easily track things such as reviews, website tracking, engagement, and then scale up from there. That way you have a baseline and can create a foundation to take your facility to the next level by implementing this information in campaigns to help you make more well-informed decisions. Here at the Storage Group, we do have a few different things that could help you collect data, such as our performance dashboard, which we recently updated. And at the end of this webinar, if you have any questions on any of that stuff, please reach out to myself, Jill Baker, or Laura Gaddis. Either of us, any of us would really be able to help assist you with more information on those. I want to go over digital marketing. As we know, digital marketing has changed the way self-storage industry communicates and does business in general. You'll see on the screen that there's a couple stats, but I want to go over a few things specifically. There's no doubt about it that we've been seeing more growth and innovation more than ever in this industry, and that's really been leading to products that even folks with 1 facility to 5 facilities have the opportunity to compete with facilities that are large big box such as Public Storage, CubeSmart, Extra Space. It's really, like Laura said, they have, really no more brand loyalty. And if they do, it's for a specific reason of them being there for quite a period of time. But with that being said, with things at our disposal, such as SEO, PPC, social media platforms, Google My Business, and all of those other avenues we can take to collect business, we really have a springboard to set ourselves into the next percentile when it comes to revenue add-ons. With that being said, there are a few different products and services that facility owners are using to kind of stay ahead of the competition. A few of them are search engine optimization, or SEO, social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, website design, and pay-per-click, or PPC. There are many reasons that facility owners or just any business in general is going to opt to use any of these services, whether with us or on their own. But the main 2 reasons are to increase website traffic so that people can understand your product and know about it, and then also to increase website conversions. So in other words, to create their e-commerce platform to be utilized for driving revenue and sales back into their business. There are many different aspects of digital marketing that can help grow your business, but SEO, pay-per-click, social media marketing, and Google My Business are really at the top of our list in terms of importance. Really quick, I wanted to go over the next slide with you guys. When it comes to digital marketing, SEO is a really heavy component. And I know a lot of people talk about what can go right, but I wanted to talk about some things that you may have difficulty and that it's maybe going wrong for you. I wanted to go over some common problems you may run into with SEO. One, these are kind of our top 5 that we found with our clients, but no one is really finding your website, or you're not getting any traffic to your website. Your content isn't optimized for SEO. You don't have strong domain authority or trust and authority within that domain. You're getting results, but you have no idea where it's coming from, so you can't do repetitive styles on how you're collecting business because you have no idea what's working, which can be a big problem. Your business information is not consistent across the web. These are all things that can drastically impact your SEO rankings. And again, if you want more information on that, you can certainly reach out to us here and we can walk you through some different things. We actually have one of the largest SEO teams in the self-storage industry. And if you're running into any of these issues, or even issues that I didn't mention, please reach out to us. We'd love to provide you with a free website review that goes over not only SEO, but a few other items that can really help you be super successful in the industry. In terms of other digital marketing items that folks use, pay-per-click is definitely at the top of the list as well. PPC campaigns allow you to target customers who are searching for products and services in your area. Pay-per-click is extremely effective because you only pay when the searcher clicks on your advertisement. Many facility owners use PPC as a way to rise above the competition on search engine result pages to remain competitive in their local markets. I want to bring your attention to the social media use graph. This is the growth and popularity of social media over time. The graph on the right shows the growth of Americans using social media as a percentage in the US population. Regardless of age, more than 75% of the US is now having at least one social media platform. And you can see on this graph as well, over the past decade, we are strictly on an incline, and our love affair of social media is not going away anytime soon. Now, there's stats here, but I want to go over some other things that were really mind-boggling to us when we were going over research for this particular webinar. We were doing some research and we had found that Domo found that, and these are minute stats, that over 120 professionals join LinkedIn every single minute, and users watch more than 4 million YouTube videos every single minute. This is not only a direct correlation, but a reflection and an underlining that not only is online marketing and digital marketing working, but specific types now, such as, video marketing and professional marketing of not only your business, but yourself is working as well. So that's really a direct correlation. While Facebook is still one of the largest platforms, no doubt, with 2.3 billion people using it, investing your time and energy on other platforms is never a bad idea, such as video marketing, as I just discussed. Also, if you need help getting started on any of these social media platforms, or you're simply having difficulty understanding why it's relevant to our industry, please reach out to Jill Baker, myself, or Laura. We'd be more than happy to kind of assist you in that. On the screen, we have a few key stats about social media. However, I just wanted to underline a few different things to help you drive sales to your business by using social media as a platform to do so. Content is one of the ways you can really drive as well as increase sales by having engaging and captivating content, such as how to help your tenants store their belongings safely and efficiently. You can also write blogs on your page about how to move effectively. Different boxes fit in different things. You can really help your tenants understand the process, because when people are searching for you, they're not just searching for storage, they're looking for help as well. So if you're that springboard for the assistance, they would greatly appreciate that too. Being the all-encompassing is what we've found to be most effective. Another way to drive sales is to create different social media platforms that will have specials. So if you're putting a special on your Facebook per se, let's say second month unit for, free or half off or a discount, this will not only create urgency, but it'll create brand awareness for your facility that people really need to view there. I'm going to go ahead and pass this over to Jill Baker, where she's going to talk about online rental tools with you guys and give you a top-down perspective with that.
So as you can see, 72.6% of internet users will access the web solely via their smartphones by 2025. When it comes to an online rental tool, having a platform that is SEO indexable is vital. Click and Store is the original online rental tool in the industry, and Click and Store 3.0 is the first and only progressive web app in the self-storage industry. Online rental tools need to be mobile friendly and SEO indexable. In case you're not familiar with what SEO indexable is, that simply means that your website will show up on the search engine result pages. Progressive web apps are the future of mobile technology, making it easier for small self-storage facilities to compete with the big box competitors. Implementing an online rental tool not only makes it easier for tenants to rent from you, but it can also provide additional revenue streams. Through your online rental tool, you can also offer moving supplies, insurance, and other items during the checkout process to help increase overall facility revenue. Okay, so this is a chart that the Self-Storage Almanac did on payments for self-storage. As you can see, over 79% of payments accepted are through credit card. This study is a direct reflection on how the self-storage industry is becoming more streamlined in terms of technology. Okay, so progressive web apps. For those of you who are not familiar with PWAs, I want to quickly go over what it is. So progressive web apps provide an installable app-like experience on desktop and mobile that are built and delivered directly via the web. They're web apps that are fast and reliable, and most importantly, they're web apps that work in any browser. Okay, so when Best Western River North implemented this new progressive technology, they saw a 300% increase in revenue. They are not the only Fortune 500 company that saw that growth either. Trivago saw an increase of 150% for people who added their PWA to their home screen. Okay, so when it comes to downloading a progressive web app, the tenant experience is quite user-friendly. As you can see here in this graphic that demonstrates how to download the progressive web app to your home screen, as shown, it is simply and easy for tenants to download their PWA directly to their home screen, making it easier than ever for tenants to have access to paying their bill or renting from you directly from their device. So really what we found is that the solution in all cases is our Pinnacle website as well as Click and Store 3.0. When combined together, they create an all-encompassing solution for generating revenue 24/7. The storage group has been tenant-focused, and we strive to create clear and straightforward rental experiences for both facilities and tenants. So looking at this slide, you can see that some of the major benefits of having a PWA include speed, push notifications, and SEO. Because PWAs are developed with Google technology, Google allows them to show up on search engine result pages, creating an additional way to improve their Google rankings. Something I really wanted to touch on is the mobile app experience. Having a PWA means that tenants can have easy access to their accounts, helping keep the rental process transparent and accessible. PWAs are secure and automatically update, meaning that as security changes or improvements are made, tenants can have a streamlined solution on their phones. So we have found that with our clients that have upgraded to our Pinnacle websites and Click and Store 3.0, went from a minor 1 to 3% conversion rate to over 12%. That's an unreal, amazing 135% increase. So at this point, we'll just go ahead and I'll turn it back over to Laura, and we'll answer any questions that are there.
Great. Thank you so much, Jill. Of course, if anybody has any questions they'd still like to turn into us, we'd love to answer them. I do see that we have a few questions. The first one that I'm seeing is social media actually relevant in our industry? And my answer to that is yes. It's great for brand awareness and search engine optimization. Social media platforms really help you connect with your customers and increase awareness about your brand and boost your leads and sales because your customers and your tenants really feel connected to your brand. It really helps humanize your facility. And as an additional benefit, those likes, the shares, the follows on your various social media platforms will actually help boost your rankings on Google long-term. And as Lauren said earlier in this, being relevant on search engines is absolutely paramount to success. Let's see what we have here. The second question that I'm seeing is, I have a kiosk. Why would I need an online rental tool?
I can go ahead and answer that one. So an online rental tool allows tenants to rent 24/7, whether they're in their home or their car. So, you know, if the weather is bad and it's raining or snowy, then it is really nice to be able to do that from your own home. The other thing is kiosks often take cash, and that can pose a security problem, especially if someone needs to rent late at night or they're alone. So being able to rent from their phone is convenient and works well for busy tenants who may not want to rent during traditional business hours.
Great. I think we have a few more questions left. The next one is, what's the difference between a progressive web app and a traditional mobile app? Jill, if you want to speak to that, maybe?
Yeah, I'll take that one as well. So great question. Traditional apps require you to go to the App Store and download or update the app. So with the PWA, updates happen automatically in the background, and they have offline capabilities. So this means people can rent units even with a poor connection. And the other thing is they also have lightning fast speed, which is really great for SEO. And they are also SEO indexable and show up on Google, whereas regular apps do not.
Great, so true. We're actually getting a lot of questions. Thank you for all of these. The next question that I'm seeing is, do you offer online leasing? Is that done through a management software or is it directly through Click and Store?
Yeah, that I can take that as well. So the online leasing, that is a part of Click and Store 3.0. So and with you know, different property managements, they run it differently. So some have the e-sign so that you can sign the lease right away. Some have it where you receive an email with a DocuSign and you sign off on the lease that way. So, but it's really customized to how each facility runs their business.
Great. I see, wow, a lot of questions. Really, this is great. The next one that I'm seeing is, for online rentals, is there a way to get a copy of their driver's license? It seems like a security risk to not be able to see or meet the person that is renting.
Yeah, actually, with Click and Store 3.0, we do have the capability of driver's license, so we have that option. So simply the tenant would just take a picture and it gets uploaded, and this is all during the rental process. And then that driver's license shows up in the property management system. So at any time you can go and review it. But yeah, that's been a really popular item to have that picture of the driver's license.
Great. The next question that I'm seeing is, what is available for the tenant to do on the Progressive Web app? Make payments, access their gate code, etc.?
Yeah, with the Progressive Web app, they can check their account. They can also pay their bill. We will be also releasing the marketplace soon. And so eventually they'll be able to, within there, if they want to, say, order boxes or cloud storage or different items, they'll be able to do that through the app as well.
Perfect. The next question that I'm seeing here is, how can you maintain your reviews online without paying Yelp their fees? And Lauren, maybe if you'd like to speak to this one.
Yes, so we do have a system that manages that. I would love to have Christina, if Jill could reach out to you after this, we would love that. We'll give you a little bit more information and provide a better in-depth perspective of what that would look like from a system from TSG.
Great. At this time, I believe we have answered all the questions from everybody. If anyone has any last minute questions, you can reach out to us now. Or of course, after the webinar, feel free to reach out to any of us and we'd love to answer some more of your questions. But at this time, I think I will pass it back to Lauren.
You guys, I want to thank everyone so much for being here. It was our pleasure to really give you a good top-down perspective on the current state of the industry in regards to technology. We will be hoping to do webinars every once in a while, hopefully sooner than never. It will be our next one. But I just really want to thank everybody for being here with us today. And we will be sending again, follow-up email with our recorded webinar. And we'll also be reaching out with any questions that you may have on the back end as well. And I'm going to go ahead and end it. I hope everyone has a wonderful afternoon, and we hope to chat with you all soon.